Good morning, good morning, good morning. How you doing this morning? I thought I was going to be running a little late, but thank God, yes, bladder wakes you up in time. How's it going? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome, welcome, welcome in. If you're having a good morning, good. If you're having a good afternoon, great. Even greater if you had a great day and having an awesome evening. Oh yeah, I'm too silly this morning. Got my coffee here. Got the Zena Marlene going here in a minute. But what else did we got here? Well, where are my manners? I'm Brian, as you can see right there. And I'm a poet. And on my channel here, which you are most graciously watching or rewatching on the replay group, thank you very much. We do poetry. And on this particular show, I take said poetry, old poetry, classic poetry, good poetry, and we turn it into songs using dun, 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 artificial intelligence. It's no Terminator type stuff. It's music. But who knows? Maybe whatever it was started out as a music AI. In the meantime, I take these poems. I usually pick six poems, six poets. In this case, Suno, the AI, spits out two tracks, and we do a live reaction, compare and contrast kind of thingy. But most of all, I think it's pretty cool. I hope you think it's pretty cool. So let's see here. We only got a couple people here so far. And it's the master of naps themselves, Hakia. Never met a good nap I never liked. Never met a nap I never liked. And then House, how is it going? So, let's see here. Oh, Irish, how is it going? Hey, work comes first. You got to pay the bills. All right. Where are we at here? Oh, yeah, wrong thing. wrong thing, because I got to show you what we're doing today. What are we doing today? You can wait. Dogs. Okay, here's our ones for today. All right, something I've been wanting to do. It's called Dylan Thomas's Do Not Go Gentle Into the Night, into that good night. And then Gwendolyn Elizabeth Brooks, A Song in the Front Yard. Then we got Beggar to Beggar Cried by the immortal William Butler Yeats. And then Song for Ishtar. And we got Ballad of the Canal. Well, Song for Ishtar is by Denise Levertov. Yes, Denise Levertov. And then we got The Ballad of the Canal by Phoebe Carey. You can just wait a minute, dogs. They pick the most inconvenient times to go pee-pee. And then we got Dorothy Parker's Braggart. I chose this one because, the story I told yesterday about Dorothy and Ernest Hemingway. Yeah, so that is what we're going to do today. So let's go ahead and get to the first part before George pees in my house. Oh, yes, they pick the most inconvenient time sometimes. All right, let's. So my date. Do not go gentle into the night, version 1.
Do not go gentle into that good night. Old age should burn and rave at close of day. Rage against the dying of the light. wise men at their end know dark is right, because their words had forked no lightning. They do not go gentle into that good night. Good men, the last wave by, crying how bright their frail deeds might have done. Green Bay, rage, rage against the dying of the light. Wild men who caught and sang the sun in flight, and learned too late they breathed it on its way. Do not go gentle into that good night. Leave men near death who see with blind sight. Blind eyes could blaze like meteors and be gay. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. And you, my father, there on the sad height, curse, bless me now, with your fierce tears I pray. Do not go gentle into that good night. Rage, rage against the dying of the light.
All right, I heard most of that. That sounded pretty cool. Probably have to go back and revisit it here. I like that better. All right, there. I'm sorry you had a stressful day, Netmaster, but hopefully this will help you unwind. Cookies can be good in moderation, of course. I know how that can be. Stress sucks. But that's all part of modern life. Yeah. Oh, it's part of life, period. You know, because we think the good old days when things. No. Things were always complicated because that's life. That's why we have art, to make sense of it. To make sense of the complications and the frustrations and whatever ations of life get you down a lot. Music is a great way to relieve that stress because it helps you soar. It kind of takes you out of your own feelings and out of your own self. I started my music appreciation class. Well, started going over the lessons and stuff. I ain't able to start doing anything till like this Friday. Anyways, or Monday. Yeah, Monday. Regardless. So I hope you have a better evening than you did today. And I'm going to shut up. I'm going to go ahead and play the second one here. This one's a little bit longer. Do not go gentle into that good night.
Do not go gentle into that good night. Old age should burn and rave at close of day. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. The wise men at their end is right, because their words had forked no lightning they. Do not go gentle into that good night.
Good men, the last wave by, crying how bright their frail deeds might have danced in a green bed. Rage, rage.
Really? Okay. Okay. Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to do that again. What the hell happened? Let's do that again. Shall we? Yeah, I know better than to not reboot my computer. Let's go again.
Do not go gentle into that good night. Old age should burn and rave at close of day. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. The wise men at their end know dark is right, because their words had forked no lightning they. Do not go gentle into that good night.
Good men, the last wave by, crying how bright their frail deeds might have danced in a green bed. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. Wild men who caught and sang the sun in flight, and learned too late they grieve it on its way. Do not go gentle into that good night.
Grave men near death who see with blinding sight. Blind eyes could blaze like meteors and be gay.
Rage, rage against the dying of the light. And you, my father, there on the sad height.
Curse, bless me now with your fierce tears, I pray. Do not go gentle into that good night.
Rage,
Rage against the dying of the light.
Well, that was interesting. How's you like one better? I'm going to give that one the Black Sabbath treatment. That one needs to be heavy. Yep. All right. Ooh, we're doing our E.E. Cummings here. A song in the front. A song in the front. No, this is Gwendolyn Brooks. Because I ain't doing no E.E. Cummings today. Gwendolyn Brooks, A Song in the Front Yard.
I've stayed in the front yard all my life. I wanna peek at the back, where it's rough and untended and hungry weed grows. A girl gets sick of a rose. I wanna go in the backyard now, and maybe down the alley to where the charity children play. I want a good time today. They do some wonderful things. They have some wonderful fun. My mother sneers, but I say it's fine. How they don't have to go in at 8:45. My mother, she tells me that Johnny May will grow up to be a bad woman, that George will be taken to jail soon or late on account of last winter. He sold our back gate, but I say it's fine. Honest, I do. And I'd like to be a bad woman too, and wear the brave stockings of night black lace, and strut down the streets with paint on my face.
Oh, that definitely had that bluesy Broadway vibe, but it needs a female vocal. It definitely needs a female vocal for that one. But still, that's an interesting poem. What do you think? Black, blue, or purple? And I think honestly, I think I look good in purple. So, yes. So, what most average dudes my age like? I guess I do. Hey, Style, how is it going? Hopefully you like the show so far. It's kind of, I don't know. Is it going to be one of those on a Tuesday instead of a Monday? We'll find out. Here's the second one, A Song in the Front Yard by Gwendolyn Brooks.
I've stayed in the front yard all my life. I wanna peek at the back, where it's rough and untended and hungry weed grows. A girl gets sick of a rose. I want to go in the backyard now, and maybe down the alley to Johnny May will grow up to be a bad woman, that George will be taken to jail soon or late. On account of last winter, he sold our back gate. But I say it's fine, honest, I do. And I'd like to be a bad woman too, and wear the brave stockings of night black lace, and strut down the streets with paint on my face. Last winter, he sold our back gate. But I say it's fine, honest, I do. And I'd like to be a bad woman too, and wear the brave stockings of night black lace.
Ha ha! Got cut off. Okay. Yeah, definitely female vocal. It's just bluesy female vocal. So how's it going? So we're through the first two, and not too much incident here. Hairstyle. I think I said hi to you earlier. Hi T. How's it going? How was your day? Thank you for spending a little bit of your evening here. Hey, Joe. You got here just in time for this one. The William Butler Yeats. Here, let me put this in the chat there. Y'all can read along with it. Beggar to beggar cried. He's always got interesting stuff. Let's see here. Here we go.
Time to put off the world and go somewhere, and find my health again in the sea air. Beggar to beggar cried, being frenzy struck, and make my soul before my pate is bare, and get a comfortable wife and house to rid me of the devil in my shoes. Beggar to beggar cried, being frenzy struck, and the worst devil that is between my thighs. And though I'd marry with a comely lass, she need not be too comely, let it pass. Beggar to beggar cried, being frenzy struck, but there's a devil in a looking glass. Nor should she be too rich, because the rich are driven by wealth as beggars by the itch. Beggar to beggar cry, being frenzy struck, and cannot have a humorous happy speech. And there I'll grow respected at my ease, and here amid the garden's nightly peace, beggar to beggar cry, being frenzy struck. The wind-blown clamor of the barnacle geese.
Can you homeschool? I don't know how the education works down there, how the education system works down there in Arkansas. I mean, in Arkansas. I'm in Arkansas. I know how it works here in Arkansas. Yeah. I don't know, because different countries do different things. Yeah, it's been interesting. Today's show's been interesting. So, yeah, let's just go ahead and listen to the second one. Yes, I did like that one. That one was that one did stand out. All right. This one is called Song for Ishtar, and it's by Denise Levertov. Yeah, I'm not, yeah. I'm an idiot. Wrong thing. Wrong thing. Background on that poem. Okay. In the description. Oh no, not in the description. Here. One thing I like about all poetry is they will do a analysis. If you follow this link right here, it will give you an analysis and stuff of it, which is pretty cool. Yeah. All right. Now I need to play the second version of that. Not going to the next fucking song. Ugh! It's too early in the morning and I've been up too long. That rhymed. Yay.
Time to put off the world and go somewhere and find my health again in the sea air. Beggar to beggar cried, being frenzy struck, and make my soul before my pate is bare, and get a comfortable wife and house to rid me of the devil in my shoes. Beggar to beggar cried, being frenzy struck, and the worst devil that is between my thighs. And though I'd marry with a comely lass, she need not be too comely, let it pass. Beggar to beggar cried, being frenzy struck, but there's a devil in a looking glass. Nor should she be too rich, because the rich are driven by wealth as beggars by the inch. Beggar to beggar cried, being frenzy struck, and cannot have a humorous happy speech. And there I'll grow respected at my ease, and here amid the gardens
heavy bluegrass. Heavy bluegrass, yeah. Yeah, the female vocal is interesting, but it didn't work. That one didn't work. Didn't work. Oh, you like Tutu? Oh, you like Tutu? We're going to, yeah, these are, I don't know, heavy bluegrass. All right, this might just be the show where we redo it. I don't know. Oh, it's too early in the morning and I've been up too long. I say that a lot. All right. Oh, I didn't even do this morning. Yeah, I'm supposed to do this, but it really doesn't do me any good now, does it? Because I'm still stuck at 444. Hell, last time I asked people to like and subscribe to the channel, I lost 2 subs. There's no rhyme, no reason to it. I don't know. I'm at a loss sometimes. I know I bitch about it and stuff, and because I want channel growth, I would love to have a heck of a lot more people here to interact with, watching with us, because this is cool. But I don't know. So tell people, or is it just me? I know I can't be everybody's cup of tea at times. I don't know. Oh, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Well, sometimes you just don't ask why. That's why. I don't know. In the meantime, let's get to the one in order where it's supposed to be here. Ballad of the Canal by Phoebe Cray. No, not Phoebe Cray. Song for Ishtar. See, it's too early in the damn morning. Song for Ishtar by Denise Levertov.
The moon is a sow and grunts in my throat. Her great shining shines through me. So the mud of my hollow gleams and breaks in silver bubbles. She is a sow and I a pig and a poet. When she opens her white lips to devour me, I bite back, and laughter rocks the moon. In the black of desire, we rock and grunt, grunt and shine. The moon is a sow and grunts in my throat. Her great shining shines through me. So the mud of my hollow gleams and breaks in silver bubbles. She is a sow and I a pig and a poet. When she opens her white lips to devour me, I bite back, and laughter rocks the moon. In the black of desire, we rock and grunt, grunt and shine.
Oh, definitely. I like that. Very. Go look at click the link and look at the analysis. I told you. I love this website because they do basic analysis so you can get around the, get your mind around what the poet is trying to say. So I liked that one. The very first one of today's show that I didn't say needed to be redone. All right. Here is the second version of that. Here we go.
Grunt and shine. Devour me, I bite back, and laughter rocks the moon. In the black of desire, we rock and grunt and shine.
Hey, Holy Robe. Let me do this here. How is it going, sir? Great interview. Great interview. Oh, the song. Imagine female vocal, progressive metal. Yes. Wow. It's too early in the morning and I've been up too long. Especially today. It's Tuesday. Usually this kind of stuff is reserved for a Monday. What the heck's going on here? All right, so we're through that one. All right. Now, okay, here. Let me go back. We're through that one. Yes, that one was wild. I liked it, but it definitely needs a female vocal. No worries. Yeah, kind of like I said in the chat, I don't know. I was going to say, it's been too early. Yeah, great interview yesterday. So here, this is the next one we're going to do here. Today's is cool for just the sheer comedy of me screwing up left and right. Like I said, it's too early in the morning. I woke up late. Ballad of the Canal. Phoebe Cray, or Kay, Carey. Hey, see, Phoebe Carey. Phoebe Carey. Here we go. No. Oops.
We were crowded in the cabin, not a soul asleep. It was midnight on the waters, and the banks were very steep. 'Tis a fearful thing when sleeping, to be startled by the shock, and to hear the rattling trumpet coming to a lock. So we shuddered there in silence, for the stoutest berth was shook, while the wooden gates were opened, and the maid talked with the cook. And as thus we lay in darkness, each one wishing we were there, "We are through," the captain shouted, and he sat upon a chair. And his little daughter whispered, thinking that he ought to know, "Isn't traveling by canal boats just as safe as it is slow?" Then he kissed the little maiden, and with better cheer we spoke, and we trotted into Pittsburgh when the morn looked through the smoke. So we shuddered there in silence, for the stoutest berth was shook, while the wooden gates were opened, and the maid talked with the cook. And as thus we lay in darkness, each one wishing we were there, "We are through," the captain shouted, and he sat upon a chair. And his little daughter whispered, thinking that he ought to know, "Isn't traveling by canal boats just as safe as it is slow?" Then he kissed the little maiden, and with better cheer we spoke, and we trotted into Pittsburgh when the morn looked through the smoke. So we shuddered there in silence, for the stoutest berth was shook, while the wooden gates were open, and the maid talked with the cook. And as thus we lay in darkness, each one wishing we were there, "We are through," the captain shouted, and he sat upon a chair. Look through the smoke.
That was absolutely lovely. Hey, Sophia. How is it going? Hopefully you've been well. Yes, work is a menace, interfering with our enjoyment. Although this is my work, and it's fun, so maybe one day I'll get paid for it. In the meantime, I got work coming up pretty soon. I'm going to get paid to be a student. So yeah, at least I'll be learning something, and learning is fun, even though it can be a chore sometimes. Especially when you're doing those life lessons. Oh, life lessons are a fucking chore. But yeah, I totally agree. Great interview yesterday. Here. If one of y'all mods or whatever I'll find it. Want to put that interview that Holy Rogue did with Laura yesterday in the chat so others can watch it. If they didn't, that would be cool. You got to bust out Tin Machine. Oh, I love Tin Machine. Yeah, I actually saw a thing when I was doom scrolling yesterday, I think, and someone was doing some David Bowie stuff, and Tin Machine came up. Yeah, I'll get the link for you, Netmaster. Here. In the meantime, let's do this one here. Oh yeah, the second version. That was so good, I almost forgot. Well, I liked that one. I'm like, what? I could see us doing something else with it. Ugh. Oh. Okay. Oh, it was confusing. There's an extra one there that's not supposed to be there. All right, here. Let me get my head out of my butt.
We were crowded in the cabin, not a soul had room to sleep. It was midnight on the waters, and the banks were very steep. 'Tis a fearful thing when sleeping, to be startled by the shock, and to hear the rattling trumpet, thunder coming to a lock. So we shuddered there in silence, for the stoutest berth was shook, while the wooden gates were opened, and the mate talked with the cook. And as thus we lay in darkness, each one wishing we were there, we are through, the captain shouted, and he sat upon a chair. And his little daughter whispered, thinking that he ought to know, isn't traveling by canal boats just as safe as it is slow? Then he kissed the little maiden, and with better cheer we spoke, and we trotted into Pittsburgh when the morn looked through the smoke. So we shuddered there in silence, for the stoutest berth was shook, while the wooden gates were opened, and the mate talked with the cook. And as thus we lay in darkness, each one wishing we were there, we are through, the captain shouted, and he sat upon a chair. And his little daughter whispered, thinking that he ought to know, isn't traveling by canal boats just as safe as it is slow? Then he kissed the little maiden, and with better cheer we spoke, and we trotted into Pittsburgh when the morn looked through the smoke. And his little daughter whispered, thinking that he ought to know, isn't traveling by canal boats just as safe as it is slow? Then he kissed the little maiden, and with better cheer we spoke, and we trotted into Pittsburgh when the morn looked through the smoke.
Tim Minchin. Did I get it wrong? Oh, well, Tin Machine's still cool too. Check him out. Yes, your interview was really awesome. And here it is. And no worries. But it reminds me of something I said last week. And I'll say this again. Okay. This community, where however you came to it, because there's the anti-Scientology / ex-Scientology community that I happen to find myself in, because Zeno's my homeboy. All of us here are damaged in one way or another, and a lot of the drama and stuff. I hate it. I hate that word. It comes from damaged egos. It's when the egos clash and stuff. And when people start, because I fancy myself an observer for the most part, because my opinion is just like most people's opinion. They stink. But when I have something to say, maybe people will listen, especially if I don't yak my y'alls all the time about stuff. So that's why I like to stay back and observe. But I will say this, when all the egos conflict and it seems like stuff is just like spiraling down and stuff, I think back to a year and a half ago. I know it was December 2023. Laura, at that Christmas thing or New Year's Eve thing they were taping, when she saw her dad and the anguish in her voice when she couldn't talk to him. As someone with daddy and mommy issues, I think of that moment. And that gives me the strength to move on and, just ignore the BS, because most of it's just BS. So, it's all just BS. Anyways, I forgot where I was going with this. So I might as well just get on with the show and go with the next song, which is our last selection for today. Ooh, it's the Dorothy Parker one. Here. There's that. Yes, I like both of the last ones, so it's going to be hard to choose, but let's go for it. Braggart, Dorothy Parker. Version 1.
whilst I am young and lusty among the roaring dead.
Morning, Summer. No, that's Suno picked that one out itself. I had nothing to do that with that one. But yeah, that one was cool. Hit you right in the damn face considering the different tracks we've had this morning. How are you doing, Summer? Good morning. Yeah, you know me and my taste in music. Most music ends and begins with 4 lads from Birmingham. Frail and Musty. That's Dorothy Parker for you. She was awesome. And one of the reasons I chose this one is because, we had her on yesterday, but I mentioned that in that book, Bob Hare and Bathtub Gin, they described a scene where Ernest Hemingway was just an absolute asshole to her. And it just, because he was a braggart. So it kind of reminded me of that. Frail and Musty. Yep, Frail and Musty. All right, let's go ahead and play the second version of this, and then we'll play a few more. How's that sound?
The days will rally, wreathing their crazy tarantelle, and you must go on breathing, but I'll be safe in hell. Like January weather, the years will bite and smart and pull your bones together to wrap your chattering heart. The pretty stuff you're made of will crack and crease and dry. The thing you are afraid of will look from every eye. You will go faltering after the bright imperious light and split your throat on laughter and burn your eyes with pride. You will be frail and musty, with peering furtive head, whilst I am young and lusty among the roaring dead.
Woo-hoo! Yeah, I don't watch DOA that much these days. I don't know. I got other stuff going on too, so. That made it difficult to choose because most of them were freaking good. I'm so jealous in some ways because, one of the reasons, it's, I'm going to put it, recently with all the Reese stuff, I was actually looking forward to doing that meetup we were supposed to do in February, before Summer, you and Heather dropped Barb's paint grenade. Yes. Very interesting. And stuff. Some loss. I don't know about that situation. I'm glad I'm not in that circus anymore. Yes, we have crows here. But yeah, I'm glad you got to meet Heather. I'm glad you had fun. It was nice seeing you two in the same room together. All right. We're not done yet. Here we go. This one's for you, Sophia. Yay!
As a twig trembles which a bird lights on to sing, then leaves unbent, so is my memory thrilled and stirred. I only know she came and went, as clasped some lake by gusts unriven, the blue dome's measureless content. So my soul held that moment's heaven. I only know she came and went. As at one bound our swift spring heaps, the orchard's full of bloom and scent. So clothe her May, my wintry sleeps. I only know she came and went. Stood and met my gaze through the low doorway of my tent. The tent is struck, the vision stays. I only know she came and went. Has anyone found our swift spring heaps, the orchard's full of bloom and scent. So clothe her May, my wintry sleeps. I only know she came and went. Oh, when the room grows slowly dim and life's last toil is nearly spent, one gush of light these eyes will brim, only to think she came and went. Oh, when the room grows slowly dim and life's last toil is nearly spent, one gush of light these eyes will brim, only to think she came and went. Only to think she came and went. As everyone found our swift spring heaps, the orchard's full of bloom and scent. So
I had it. Hold on one second. Oh. Hold on one second here. All right. How's it going, Haggis? Don't you hate it when you had something and you here? Yeah. Here for a second. Ah, here it is, right here. Haha. Oh no, wrong version. I think. Yeah, wrong version. So while I find my grab, I like get my head out of my butt, and I'll play something right quick here. Oh. Ha, let's play this one. Oh.
There are hermit souls that live withdrawn in the place of their self-content. There are souls like stars that dwell apart in a fellow-less firmament. There are pioneer souls that blaze the paths where highways never ran. But let me live by the side of the road and be a friend to man. Let me live in a house by the side of the road where the race of men go by. Men who are good and the men who are bad, as good and as bad as I would not sit in the scorner's seat or hurl the cynic's ban. Let me live in a house by the side of the road and be a friend to man. I see from my house by the side of the road, by the side of the highway of life, the men who press the ardor of hope, the men with strife. But I turn not away from their smiles and tears, but parts of an infinite plan. Let me live by the side of the road and be a friend to man. I know there are brooks glad and meadows ahead, and mountains of wearisome heights, that the road passes on through the long afternoon and stretches away to the night. And still I rejoice when the travelers rejoice and weep with the strangers. Nor live in my house by the side of the road like a man who dwells alone. Let me live in my house by the side of the road. Let a race of men go by. They are good, they are bad, they are weak, they are strong, wise, foolish, so am I. Then why should I sit in the scorner's seat or hurl the cynic's stand? Let me live in my house by the side of the road and be No, don't try. You're like bookends, the pair of you say. Hog that great, say nothing, sit, sleep, stare. The scholar me, you worn out on poor pay. Only our silence made us seem a pair. Not as good for staring in blue ass. Too regular, each buddy yellow spike. At night you need my company to pass, and she not here to tell us we're alike. Your life's all shattered into smithereens. Back in our silences and looks, for all the scotch we drink, what's still betweens? Not the 30 or so years, but books, books, books. You're like bookends, the pair of you, she'd say. Hog that great, say nothing, sit, sleep, stare. The scholar me, you worn out on poor pay. Only our silence made us seem a pair. The scholar me, you worn out on poor pay. Only our silence made us seem a pair. Not as good for staring in blue gas. Too regular, each bud, each yellow spike. At night you need my company to pass, and she's not here to tell us we're alike. Your life's all shattered into smithereens. Back in our silences and sullen looks, for all the scotch we drink, what's still betweens? Not the 30 or so years, but books, books, books.
Like, you haven't even had me on yet. Yes, I love this song. That was awesome. That has freaking hit written all over it. Too bad only we hear it. All right. Where the heck am I here? I don't know. I was searching for a particular one, but I can't find it. So I'm just going to play this one. How that goes.
If he could know my songs are all for him, at silver dawn or in the evening glow, would he not smile and think
All right, I'm gonna play one more and then get on about our day because let's see here. Yeah. All right, my friends. Let's I hope y'all guys have a awesome day. Wrong folder. It'd help if I went to the right folder. Y'all have a good one.
He sleeps on the top of a mast with his eyes fast closed. The sails fall away below him like the sheets of his bed, leaving out in the air of the night the sleeper's head. Asleep he was transported there, asleep he curled in a gilded ball on the mast top, or climbed inside a gilded bird, or blindly seated himself astride. I am founded on marble pillars, said a cloud I never moved. See the pillars there in the sea, secure in introspection. He peers at the watery pillars of his reflection.